Hello and welcome once again to another episode on the White Dog Garage YouTube channel. My name is Bob. In this episode I'm going to do a vlog. I've not been releasing much content of late and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first and main one is that I've been really busy in my day-to-day activities, and the second one has to do with technology, or should I say a failure of technology. Conscious that I should put some content out just to let you know that I'm still here and still alive, I've decided to do a vlog. A lot of YouTubers do vlogs and it has some appeal because I don't think it requires as much editing, and this is my first one so I'm not 100% on that, but I don't think it requires as much editing as a full video, and it also enables me to include short pieces of video that I've filmed that I really can't put into a useful YouTube video because they're so short. Of course, you have to have a cute name for your vlog, and I'm going to call mine Bob Tales. And this is Bob Tales number 1, and I hope you enjoy. There are two basic parts to producing a YouTube video: the actual video content, but secondly, the editing and production of the final video. The latter can often take more time than the former. It is the editing and production that in fact has caused me the most grief, because I haven't had the time to get into it. And then secondly, I had a failure of my computer that I use for editing and production. And yeah, I do have backups, but I have lost some video. You don't know how good your backups are until the computer packs it in. And more importantly, I've just had to deal with the loss of productions and just the whole loss of rhythm in producing videos. And this has brought my video production undone.
The computer I used for editing was this Hewlett-Packard unit. It has an Intel Core i7 processor and certainly did the job. Turning it on, and this happened. Not very nice at all. I tried a few tricks but got nowhere. I also have a laptop, so normal computing continued on it, but it was not up to complex video editing. So I worked on a list of specifications for a replacement computer and ordered up a new desktop unit. What I bought was this Lenovo, not sure how you pronounce it. It also has a Core i7 processor, but it's a much later generation than the Hewlett-Packard and has much more oomph. Surprisingly, the unit is fundamentally a gaming computer, but also works well for editing and business use. So we're back in action. So I have this old entertainment unit in for some repairs, and the first thing that I'm going to fix is this hole in the back of it that's for the electricals. It was originally drilled the stitch drill method, and I'm going to round it out using a hole saw. It's not so easy to just put the hole saw on your drill and cut a new hole. A pilot drill on the hole saw needs something in which to sink its teeth into, so to speak. So the way around this is to use a bit of scrap and attach it to the inside of the hole. What I've done here is I've taken a piece of plywood and I've just screwed it into place over the hole. Once that is done, it's a simple matter of lining up the pilot drill on the hole saw. The piece of wood screwed to the inside acts as a backing plate and enables you to center the hole saw and allows the hole saw to drill straight and true to produce the new hole. In this case, the hole that's produced is not perfect, but it's good enough. Certainly will look a lot better once it's been finished. Then it is a simple matter of removing the piece of plywood that I'm using as a backing plate. With the plywood removed, I then use my router to round over the edge of the hole. Finally, I will finish it off with a bit of light sanding. After the sanding is done, the edge of the hole will receive some filler that will be used to clean out the remaining tear outs of the original hole. Another little job that I need to do is to close up a separation that has occurred in one of the door frames. What I do first is to slide a piece of sandpaper down the separation in the joint, and using that in both directions, sand the inside surfaces of the joint. So once this is done, I apply glue to the top of the joint on both sides. I give extra glue and allow the glue to flow down through the joint to provide coverage on both sides. Once the glue has flowed through the joint, I then use clamps to close up the joint and hold it in place until the glue cures. Here I'm making a stand that will hold a pipe, and the stand itself is just meant to be attached at one end and have a simple bipod arrangement at the other end to provide support. The bipod itself is going to have an included angle of 30 degrees. I'm cutting the angle using the bandsaw, and I've set it up, and I am in fact making two of these frames, so I've got two sections of 30 by 30 millimeter square hollow section sitting in the clamp being cut to the angle. I could set up a jig to set the frame on. However, it's a simple job. There's only two to be made, and what I'm doing is I've got a flat table, and I'm laying out on the table with felt tip pen, Sharpie if you're in the United States, just a perpendicular line, and from that I will position the two sides of the bipod stand. Having got the perpendicular line with the base, it's a simple matter of setting up the top of the angle so it's in line with the perpendicular, and positioning the two legs so that they're equal distance from the perpendicular at the cross level or cross line at the bottom. Then with the bevel gauge, I take the opportunity to mark the ends of the legs and also to mark the top of the bipod. Having cut the legs and the top of the legs or top of the bipod square, I have then repositioned them on the table against the felt tip pen mark out lines, and I then proceed to weld the two pieces of the bipod together. With the bipod welded up, I then mount it on another piece of 30 by 30 square hollow section that will form the top of the frame, and I weld the bipod to this piece. I have to weld on some brackets at the end where it will attach to another section, and for this purpose I first clamp a piece of scrap at the bottom, or it's in fact the top of the frame. It's been turned over, and I then place two pre-drilled mounting plates, attachment plates, in position on the top rail and weld these in place. I use a bolt just placed through the holes in the pre-drilled plates to make sure that they're in correct alignment. And finally, we have the finished product.
So, I hope you enjoyed the vlog, Bobtails, #1. And if you did, I would welcome a thumbs up. And please, share it widely. Share it amongst your friends. Share it amongst people you don't even know. It's all good. This channel is about making, maintaining, fixing and restoration projects. And if you like that sort of stuff and you haven't already subscribed, well, please hit the subscribe bar down below. And don't forget to ding the bell so that you're reminded every time YouTube releases a new White Dog Garage video. Check us out on Instagram. I try and post there about 3 times a week. Haven't been so good at it of late, just too busy. There's often interesting stuff there, little stuff that never makes it into any episode of White Dog Garage YouTube channel. What the dog's been up to. That's important stuff. So, thank you for watching and goodbye till next time.